love Hatori so much. And she's like, okay, that happened. Show and tell. Hi guys, I'm Judy, and today I'm going to be watching Fruits Basket Season 1, Episode 7. And it's been a while since I've been able to watch one of these episodes, so I'm excited for it. In the last episode, we met Momiji, Hatori, and the Toru's friends invited themselves over to their house to see that she's in a good company, and they gave their approval, and it was nice and sweet, and their friendship was just really sweet. And now Hatori called Tooru and told her to come to the house and meet him in secret. I think that's what he said. But yeah. So we have that to look forward to. Woohoo! Yeah, I like this episode. I don't remember exactly how it goes in the new version, but I know the main story now. Okay, let's get into this. If you believe snow melts into spring, then check out my Patreon to get ahead on reactions for Fruits Basket. I'm already on episode 22. And if you think the answer is water, then I hope this reaction gets your heart unfrozen. I'm kidding. My reaction doesn't have that kind of power. But I still hope you enjoy. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to support the original content. And let's get into it. She was just shocked by his presence, or that he appeared so high up or something. I love Hatori so much. His eye is a lot less covered here. Like, you can really see it. Always. You barely met him for like 2 seconds. But yeah, sure, it does give off the air for sure. But if you tell, yeah, it's strange. Just to be clear, I'm not laughing here because it's funny what he's saying. I'm laughing because of the stark change of tone in his voice and, just the shock of it. It's like, are you having fun? Good, get the fuck out. After telling her that. Kana って言って結婚の約束もしてたんだけどアキトが怒ったハリーはアキトを責めなかったよカナの方が自分を責めてたハリーはカナの記憶を消しちゃったんだボロボロになってくカナを見ていられなくなって2人愛し合ってた時間を消しちゃったんだカナは出て行ったハリーは泣いてたでもやっぱりアキトを責めなかったよ How does he know that he didn't blame him? Like, maybe on the inside he did. Maybe, but knowing everything that happened, probably not. Although Momiji couldn't have known any of that. I guess he was just talking from what he saw, obviously. Yeah, he's trying to protect you. There's just something so heartfelt about Momiji here, I can't. The sweet child. I was Shigure that came. Okay, I was like.
嘘をつくな。正月の準備の様子を見に来ただけだろ。あ、やだね。凡人はすぐ天才を妬むんだからな。
I can't with Shigure's voice acting here though. It's so perfect. They exactly acted. I'm sorry.
何度も秋田さんに悪意はないと言ってるのに、少しも信用しないし、トール君まで怖がらせて。
Okay, Shigure, okay. Like, Hatori is there to kind of make us, like the viewers, suspect. And then Shigure is like there to be like, oh no, it's not a problem. But, you know, when we think back on it, it's like, oh, Hatori warned us.
君がここに来るならば、そのカメラを渡してやると。もし来なければどうなるか分かっているな。いい質問だ。これがまた笑えて。4歳児からの貴様の恥ずかしい過去を出版業界に流す。ごめん、言えない。泣かせてばかりいるな。俺は。
Such a thing, sad thing to say, God.
羽鳥さんとしぐれさんってマブダチなんですか？
マブダチ。
もみじさんから聞きました。
ただの腐れ縁だ。
なのでしょうか。
He doesn't like Shigure. That's it. That's a problem. Yeah, I was wondering when that was gonna happen. He's so cute. The shoes fall off or something. I think I saw them fly. Why did they hire her if she didn't know anything, you know? Like she was from the outside.
水になるに決まっているだろう。
ブッブー。春になるんですよ。
彼女は俺にとって春だった。暗く閉ざされた檻の中でいつの間にか冷え切った雪になっていたのが俺ならば。そしてバレた。
ハトリ？
I mean, but she doesn't know about the curse, and she's like, okay, that happened. Like at least our knows to expect something like that. Okay, she knew something was off, but still. So I thought through the first time Tooru saw the curse, and I guess her immediate reaction was to take Kyou to the hospital. So yeah, I guess even if she did see Hatori like transform, it was her first time encountering this curse, she might have reacted the same way, like to just take care of them or try to fix it or something like that.
そばにいたいの。
凍てつく雪が春の息吹で溶けていくように涙が止まらなかった。それから2ヶ月近くは夢のように。
お前なんか。
ちょっと待って、落ち着け。
お前なんかいらない。呪いも解けないくせに。お前なんか。ハトリの目が見えなくなった。カナちゃん、お前のせいだ。お前のせいだ。お前のせいだ。お前のせいだ。
Like, why do you think there's someone who can lift the curse? Like, why is that thing? Honestly, it's really interesting to think about what Akito meant by this. Like, what was he thinking when he said, you can't even lift the curse? Because I think for the most part, like, at least on the surface, he doesn't want the curse to lift at all, but he still blames people for supposedly not being able to lift it. As though he kind of expects that there is someone who can lift it, or he just knows that people around him, that's what they want, and he kind of manipulates this desire in order to blame others, basically, which is what Akito is very good at.
今彼女を苦しめているのは君との思い出、君への愛情。その苦しみから救ってやるのが君の最後の
Look at this. So manipulative.
忘れたいと願ってるよ。私たち出会わなければよかったね。
Yeah, for
傷
erasing
つ
all
け
the
ようが
memories.
泣かれようが命令ならば仕方ないと記憶を剥奪してきた。その報い。
What a foreshadowing for Momiji.
ごめんね。守ってあげられなくてごめんね。ごめんね、ハトリ。
謝るのは俺の方だ。
It looks very mystical. Like it's just like touching her head and it's just like, and the memory's gone.
私、ハトリと会えて嬉しい。
神様、どうか彼女が今度こそ幸せになれる誰かと出会えますよう。俺は一生溶けない雪に囲まれて死んでも構わないから、どうかどうか。見たのか。
ですから
俺の十二支の。
でも私はおかしいなんて思いませんよ。とても可愛いですし、意外性があって。
It's back
靴
to
ですね。きっとさっきの靴です。すぐ取ってきます。
yeah, they did fly off.
ついに結婚か。おめでとう、かな。ありがとう。ねえ、旦那さんどんな人なの？お顔は羽鳥さんの方がかっこいいかな。ああ、言ったよこの人。
Yeah, why are you saying that?
憧れの人。片思いで終わったけどね。
Oh, she thinks he rejected her. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's horrible.
あの頃と同じに笑ってる。そうか、幸せになったのか。よかったよかったな。おめでとう。君は雪が溶けたら何になると思う？
春になりますね。今はどんなに寒くても春はまたやってくる。必ず。不思議ですね。
あ
ああさん、トール君にセクハ
Oh
ラ
my
し
god,
てた
can
ん
you
じゃ
shut
ない？
up?
あ、そんなこと。
あ、じゃあな。
Seriously. Poor Hatori.
悪いやつじゃないから。
We know that. You're the bad
もう
guy.
優しい方ですか。
Oh. It really does look like Yuki a lot. It's the
呪いっ
curse.
て何ですか？私は
Do something.
私は何かしなくていいのですか？
君が君でいることだよ。今はまだ話せる時期ではないと思う。
相馬家のこと、いろいろ分かったような、何一つ分かっていないような。
Yeah, like you're getting somewhat closer to some kind of truth, but you don't. You just like left with more questions about what it is. Like Hatori has such a tragic story. My God, so sad. Ah. And immediately, as you know, it's brought back up to the surface because of Tooru. That I guess he gets closure by the fact that Kana did move on with her life. She is going to get married. She sounds happy and she looks happy and stuff. So like it's closure for him. It's what he wished for, but he's like left behind. Ugh. And like he's depicted as such a like selfless person that he doesn't even care about himself. I mean, yeah, he really loved her, so it makes sense that he wants her to be happy. Like, but really, like Momiji tells us, he didn't blame Akito. He doesn't want, he just wants good things for Kana, and he's the one just left behind, kind of just having to deal with all that, kind of shoulder that, and he kind of accepts that, like he's resigned to that weight, because he feels he deserves it. I mean, and I guess there is something, like there is some definitely ironic, but also like fitting, feeling like tragic about the fact that, he erased all the memories of everyone, and then of course he would have to erase the memories of someone he cares about, and actually gets to feel what that feels like. I mean, it's kind of important for him to realize this, but also you definitely get the sense that he was never really callous about it. Like, he did what he was told. Akito says you need to erase the memories. He does that without questioning it. But, he said that before he met Kana that he was frozen, in a dark cave. Like, he knew his actions, like, how bad they were, kind of, and he already blamed himself for them. He's taking the blame, kind of, even though, I mean, Akito's telling him to do it, but he does it. So, but in his own mind, at least, he's taking responsibility for it. Like, he's not blaming Akito, and he knows he's the one who chooses to do that, kind of, on Akito's word. So I no longer think that's true. I feel like actually the fact that he's saying he was like stuck in a cave, like the frozen snow, basically means that maybe something inside him was also kind of frozen. Maybe he didn't let himself really think about what he was doing as he was doing the things, like erasing memories, and Akito say so, especially since he was probably pretty young when he started out, I feel like, he didn't even really have the chance to maybe question what he was doing too much, until he had to do this to himself, basically, and then he started realizing the severity of his own actions, and I feel like became a lot more empathetic to other people's pain. And I guess they have like this curse that they blame for everything. I guess like they just like, okay, it's the curse, so that's how it is. I guess, for Tooru, like, they did tell her they were cursed by the Juinichi, we call it? the zodiac, anyway. Juinichi? Whatever. They told her they were cursed, but either they didn't use exactly the same word. I don't know exactly what they used in Japanese, but, like, I guess it was, like, not... Like, it wasn't spoken about. Like, she just thought, okay, they turn into animals. That's, I mean, we saw the dark side of it too. Was like almost immediately after, when Yuki told her you might have your memory erased. Like, we don't let people know about this usually, and stuff. But it being spoken of as like this thing that, first of all, that needs to be broken by someone, but it feels also that they're not really looking. They're like, they're resigned to it. Like, they don't really think there's someone who can break the curse. But, if someone presents themselves, like Kana, and it feels like, oh, or here in this case, Tooru, they kind of, they think, or at least Akito thinks of the possibility that, oh, is this person going to do something? I guess. Although I think with Kana, like here with Tooru, he lets it happen. Like, he actively, allows it. And with Kana, it feels like it kind of happened under the radar, kind of. And then he was told they were getting married, and he was like, you can't even break the curse. Like, I don't know what. I mean, it's all very vague. It's like, obviously they don't even know what is supposed to happen to break the curse. Like, what this special person who can break the curse can do, like, Yeah, I actually think like most of them don't even think about it in those terms. I think most of them don't even think there's a way to break the curse, or a person that can break the curse. It's just kind of Shigure who came up with this idea, it feels like, and might have made Akito think it might be a possibility. But as far as Akito's concerned, I think he's just like, I know there isn't a way to break the curse, but I'm going to pretend there is, just to, prove that there isn't, or something convoluted like that. And then, of course, I can make people feel guilty for not being able to break the curse, even though there isn't really a way to do it, or something. So they're like stuck in this place where they're like, okay, we have this curse, we don't know, like, it's just something that we have to deal with, and it's dark, and it's terrible, and and it causes us to do terrible things, and to experience terrible things, and there's nothing we can do about it. We just need to live with it. So they're all like very, very stuck in this dark cage, basically. So anyway, yeah. So I think like hearing about this, the story like made Toru realize that there's something here that maybe she's expected to do. Like she was allowed into this house for some kind of reason, some kind of ulterior motive, and she feels like, oh, maybe I'm not doing what I'm expected to do. You know, it's very scary to hear about that. Like to realize that, like Hatori told her, like, Akito is planning to use you, go away. And she's like, okay, like there's some kind of expectation here, and I don't want to end up like Kana or anything like that, you know. But at the same time, she's like, I'm going to cherish this, and I'm going to, like, I don't want to leave just because I'm afraid of something that I don't really understand yet. And, you know, I don't want to, like, kind of, I guess, give up on my friends and stuff that I made here, about these people that I actually really care about, even if there is something else going on here that maybe I don't know how to deal with. Like for now, she doesn't want to focus on that. And she says that even if something does happen, you know, I'm still not going to regret the relationships I made here with this family, which is, I think, easier to say before, you know. It's like kind of like Kana, because she was sure that she, you know, she didn't know what was going to happen, but she was sure that no matter what, they'll, like, she accepts Hatori as who he is, and that's going to be enough and stuff. And then it wasn't enough, and she just couldn't handle that. So obviously we feel like Toru really means what she says, and she probably really won't regret anything, but it's still easier to say that before anything actually happens. But we do know that Toru, like, we have seen her, you know, react to stuff in a way that makes us feel like that is definitely true. Like, for instance, when she was told she might have her memory erased, she was like, okay, sure, you know, I accept that, just don't stop being my friend, you know. She really accepts kind of like that there might be bad consequences here, but that she still wants to she still wants to hold on to the good stuff. That's really important to her. Yeah. And I guess, you know, she's like different from Kana in that way. Like, she's a lot like Kana. She reminded Hatori a lot of Kana. She has the same kind of logic as Kana. But well, to be fair to Kana, she knows about the curse. Like, she was kind of, no, actually she pretty much got to know about the curse in the same way that Kana did. But she's, I guess, kind of more prepared in a way. Like, she's getting kind of foreshadowed, like she's getting hints about something else that's going on, and I don't know how much, like, possibly though Kana also, like, I mean, she was living there or working with Hatori at least, and, you know, she had to have known. I don't know though. It seems like they just like went to Akito to ask him to grant permission for marriage with a lot of hope, kind of like thinking that it would actually work out. So maybe they were kind of living in like some kind of bubble, or like, so, okay, we're so happy, we're so, like, everything's working so well for us, so, you know, anything would work. Our love can conquer anything. And then it didn't. Of course, this was the first time that this kind of thing happened. Probably that one of the zodiac, I'm pretty sure that one of the zodiac fell in love with someone. So this like triggered this kind of intense reaction from Akito, which I guess none of them could have seen coming because it never happened before. I mean, Akito was prone to fits of rage at this point, but I think they didn't know this would be a special kind of trigger, that they would garner such a reaction to such a degree. Here though, with Toru, I guess the difference is that she's not like, it's not just one person that she's, you know, that she loves, you know, she's getting to know everyone. We don't know that about Kana. Like, I mean, Momiji talked about her like she was a really nice person, and I'm sure that she was kind to everyone, like you know, in the family or whatever that she came across, but it doesn't feel like she had a really strong bond with anyone besides Hatori. And with Toru, she's getting to know all of them little by little. Like, she's, like, it seems like she's and she cares, and she grows to care about all of them. So I guess, like, that's the difference, that she, you know, she cares about the whole family, and Kana is just, I mean, I don't blame Kana in any way. Like, you know, Kana was just, like, you know, focusing on Hatori because, you know, because she fell in love with him, and, you know, and that was that. And she didn't realize, I guess, how deep it all went, and how, impossible it might become for her. Yeah, Hatori is just like, there's something about him that's so, like, he's so self-contained and so, but like he thinks so little of himself, or like he's shouldering so much of a burden, and his kindness comes across as like he really looks out for people, but in a way that doesn't make you like if Momiji wasn't there, Toru wouldn't have understood that Hatori was looking out for her, you know? Like, he's very straight to the point, and sometimes so straight to the point that people don't understand him. Mostly Toru. Like he's just like, he doesn't try to explain himself. He doesn't try to, you know, ingratiate himself to you. Like, you might not like him because you don't understand what's going on inside his head, and he likes it that way just fine, you know. He doesn't want to be understood. Like, he keeps a distance. That's the whole point of him, you know. He did that before Kana, and after Kana even more, you know, knowing kind of what could happen. He's like even more cautious, and like he's not trying to make you understand that he's a good person. He kind of wants, I think, you to see him as a bad person. He wants to scare you away, and you don't realize that it's for your own good, kind of, that he's actually looking out for you. And then Momiji's there to let you know. Anyway, and then, you know, we realize like how much of a good person he really is. And it's not like he's outright cruel, though. He's just like saying things very bluntly, and it's just like, I don't know, I just love that guy and his friendship with Shigure. Like, I adore the relationship between the three of them. I mean, you know, the third one hasn't been introduced yet, but like, I really do. But Shigure is like, I mean, Shigure on his own, I don't like. But, you know, the banter and the friendship dynamic, I do like it very much. Like, and I mean, Shigure is such an annoying friend. Oh my goodness. And Hatori just has to like barely at that. I don't know, I love it. Anyway, so like what they did here is like Hatori is giving us the warning. Like he gives Toru, like because up until now it was pretty much fun and games, like he said. Like, we knew that there was danger, but then it didn't happen. Like Yuki warned Toru that Akito might want to erase her memory, and then it didn't happen. And then it was like, okay, you know, like, there's permission, we can just live here and, you know, do your thing and have fun, and get to know each other and stuff. Pretty much, like, and then Hatori brings in this, like, something else is going on here, you know, don't be so blasé about the whole thing. I mean, look out for yourself, please. And then Shigure comes in being like, oh no, he's just making too much of it, you know, don't take him so seriously. He's like, to make it, I feel like to make us like aware that something is going on, and Toru aware obviously, but also the viewer, but also at the same time kind of dismiss it, so we know at the back of our head that there is something going on, but we don't, I guess, like, we need to remember this for the future, but at the time, like right now, it's not too pressing. Like, Shigure keeps like kind of pushing it off, kind of saying like, oh, it's okay, like don't take it so seriously, you can just be yourself, I'll tell you later or something. I mean, there is something very kind of ominous about him being like, oh, I'll tell you later. Jesus. But yeah, he's definitely like, I feel like he's not letting, you know, the danger of it fully sink in, you know, or anything. Like, it's just like, okay, something to think about later, but right now we don't have to deal with it. And it's it's disturbing. And then Akito appeared, and yeah, there's something very, very ominous about him. Like, he's, you know, his vibes are sinister, and especially after the story of, you know, we knew he was like this dark force in their lives. Did Kyou ever mention Akito? I don't, like, by name at this point, I'm not sure. I don't remember like him saying anything. I think he's just generally talking about the sohmas. I don't think he really talked about Akito in particular, but Yuki definitely has. And now hearing this story about what he did to Hatori, like, Momiji was like, okay, you know, Hatori doesn't blame Akito. It's the curse. He knows it's a curse or whatever. But we, you know, or like Toru, I mean, Toru probably doesn't. I mean, Toru doesn't have a backbone in her body, but she's like we can see it from the outside and be like, okay, we like Hatori's putting up with this, but it's not you know, something you can just kind of dismiss or like be like, okay, it's the curse. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I don't know if to say this. Like, Akito is not to blame for everything, but we will talk about this when that comes up. But for now, he's like the source of evil, kind of. Like, as a viewers, we hear that, okay, Hatori doesn't blame Akito, but for us, I think, you know, just seeing this, I think we're just like, okay, Akito's definitely to blame here. Like, what the hell's going on? You know? Okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Special thanks to my top Patreons, Redding Tier, Andy Plays All Night, Stone Tree, Terranor, and Michael Gabriel. And to the rest of my amazing Patreons, without whose support, I would never be able to do any of this. Thank you so much.